Welcome to Filmera, a place where you can find different genre of movie reviews. Today, let's review a supernatural horror film released in 2021, The Black Phone. The film is set in year 1978, where a masked kidnapper known as the Grabber wandered the streets of a suburb of Denver. In the area, Finney and Gwen Blake, a sibling, live with their abusive alcoholic father. In school, Finney is often the victim of bullying and harassment. He befriends a classmate, Robin, who helps him drive the bullies away. A boy that Finney knew, Bruce, is kidnapped by the Grabber. Gwen, who has psychic dreams like her late mother, dreams of Bruce's kidnapping, and because of her ability, detectives Wright and Miller interview Gwen at school, believing she has inside knowledge, but struggle to believe her claims. Her father punishes Gwen for speaking with the detectives and asks her not to tell anyone about her dreams anymore. Shortly after, the Grabber abducts Robin. A few days later, while walking alone, Finney encounters the Grabber and is kidnapped. He awakens and found himself locked in a soundproofed basement. There is a disconnected black rotary phone on the wall that the Grabber says does not work. However, Finney hears the phone ring and answers it. It turns out that the person talking on the phone is Bruce's ghost. He tells Finney about a floor tile he can remove to dig a tunnel to escape. The police begins to search for Finney, but to no avail. In the basement, the Grabber brings Finney food and leaves the door to the basement unlocked. Finney prepares to escape, but before he walks out the door, he is stopped by another boy on the phone called Billy. He explains that this is a game the Grabber plays, and he is waiting upstairs to beat Finney with a belt if he leaves the basement. Billy instructs him to use a cord that he found to get out via the basement window. However, while climbing, Finney breaks the bars on the window, preventing him from climbing back up. Gwen dreams of Billy being abducted and confides in her father about what is happening. Her father eventually gives in, and together they try to search for any clue from Gwen's dream, but to no success. Detective Wright and Miller speak to a weird man called Max, who is staying in the area with his brother. It is revealed Finney is actually being locked in Max's basement, which he is unaware of, and the Grabber is his brother. Finney speaks to another one of the victims, Griffin, on the phone, where Griffin shows Finney a combination of a lock and informs him that the Grabber has fallen asleep upstairs and it is his chance to escape. Finney sneaks upstairs and successfully unlocks the door, but the Grabber's dog alerts him of Finney's escape. Finney flees down the street but is recaptured by the Grabber. Back to the basement, Finney answers the phone to hear another victim, a punk called Vance. He informs Finney of a connecting storage room that he can escape through if he breaks a hole in the wall and exits through the freezer on the other side of the wall. Finney creates a hole with a toilet tank cover and enters the back of the freezer, only to discover that the freezer door is locked and he fails to escape. When Finney is about to give up, the phone rings one more time with Robin at the end of the line. He comforts Finney and encourages him to stand up and fight for himself. He instructs Finney to remove the phone receiver and pack it with the dirt he had dug up to use as a weapon. Gwen dreams of Vance's kidnapping and starts to search for the house she saw in her dreams. After a long search, she is stopped by the souls of all the dead kids in front of the Grabber's property. She sees the number of the house from her dream and, convinced that Finney is held there, and contacts Detective Wright and Miller. Max also realizes Finney is being held in the house and rushes to the basement to free him, but his brother kills him with an axe. The police rush to the house that Gwen found but find it empty. In the basement of the empty house, they find the buried bodies of the Grabber's victims. The Grabber attacks Finney with the axe, but Finney manages to trip the Grabber with the cord, causing him to fall into the tunnel Finney dug. The Grabber traps his ankle in the window bars that Finney placed at the bottom. The ghosts mock the Grabber over the phone, and after that Finney kills the Grabber by strangling him with the phone cord. Finney distracts the guard dog with meat from the freezer and escapes the house using the combination locks he learned from Griffin. Finney finally exits the house across the street of the empty house. He reunites with Gwen and the police rush to the property. It is revealed that the Grabber owns both of the house. The siblings' father arrives and tearfully begs forgiveness for his earlier treatment of them. In the final scene, Finney is back at school and confidently sits next to his crush in class. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss a single video.